from the last class, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, ma. Just unmute from your side and you can ask me if you have any doubt in the last sessions. What are the topics that we have discussed? Actually, what we discussed in the previous classes, we discussed about we just reviewed some topics about the transformer construction, and we have discussed about the principle of operation, and we discussed the EMF equation, right? That is the introduction class. And in the next classes, we discussed about what the topics which we discussed: transformer on no load, that is the operation of the transformer both on no load condition and as well as load condition. Both topics we discussed, right? Yes or no? Transformer on no load and as well as transformer on load. These two topics which we covered in the last class, and the corresponding vector diagrams also, how we should develop, I also explained you, right? ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಒಬ್ರು ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ರಮ್ಮ. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಎಸ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. ಲತಾಶ್ರೀ, ಲತಾಶ್ರೀ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾವು. ಏನ್ ಡೌಟ್ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್? Okay, we will just continue with the next topic then, no issue. So these are this is the vector diagram that we supposed to discuss in the today's class. Actually, in the previous class alli ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಆನ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. In this vector diagrams, we just not considered any voltage drop due to the resistance and as well as the reactance. So now we will consider now the resistance and as well as the reactance, and using that how the voltage drop due to the resistance and reactance that will be included in the vector diagram, and the resultant voltage vectors how we should represent, that we will discuss. Now see here, this is primary winding, this is secondary winding, right? So whatever the primary winding here we have, that will have the finite amount of resistance, that is called as R1. Okay, R1 is nothing but the amount of resistance due to the primary winding, and R2 is nothing but similarly we will have the resistance due to the secondary winding. See here, this is the secondary winding. This is secondary winding consisting of N2 number of turns. These N2 number of turns which offers the resistance, or which possess the resistance of R2. R2 is nothing but the value of resistance due to the secondary winding. So primary winding is R1, secondary winding is R2. Amount of resistance due to the primary winding we are denoting with R1, and similarly amount of resistance due to the secondary winding we denote with R2. Now see here, when we are connecting the load, what will happen? When I1 current is flowing and the primary winding consisting of the resistance R1, so whenever current is flowing through the resistance, there will be a voltage drop according to the Ohm's law, as we already know. The voltage drop across the resistance we can calculate by current flowing through that into the value of resistance. So when there is a resistance and when it carrying the current, there will be a voltage drop across that resistance. So that voltage drop, how we can calculate? That voltage drop is equal to current flowing through that multiply with the value of resistance. So what will be the value of voltage drop across the primary winding? Current flowing through the primary winding into the value of resistance of the primary winding. What is the resistance of the primary winding? R1. So I1 into R1, which gives the value of voltage drop due to the resistance across the primary winding. Similarly, what is the current, the secondary which it is carrying? I2. I2 is nothing but amount of current which flowing through the secondary winding, and the amount of resistance due to the secondary winding is called as R2. So due to the resistance R2, there will be a voltage drop in the secondary winding also, and that voltage drop is equal to what? Current flowing through the secondary winding multiply with the resistance offered due to the secondary winding. So the value of voltage drop across this secondary winding, which resulting in the value of I2 into R2. Now considering these voltage drops due to the resistance as well as the reactance. Now see here, this is nothing but like a inductance, right? So when there is an inductance, there will be a voltage drop due to the reactance. When there is an inductance means here it is just a coil, means it forms like as a inductance L. So inductive reactance XL is equal to 2 pi FL. Already we know the relation between the inductance and as well as the inductive reactance. Amount of reactance of this primary winding is equal to how much it is going to be? XL is equal to 2 pi FL we will have, right? And similarly for the secondary winding, what will be the value of reactance which we are going to get? Similarly, if the value of inductance offered by the secondary coil is equal to L2, then secondary reactance is equal to how much we will get? 2 pi F. L2 is the amount of reactance, inductive reactance due to the secondary winding. And once the secondary winding reactance if you get, then amount of voltage drop due to this secondary reactance also we can calculate. Okay. Now we will consider this amount of primary reactance and as well as the secondary reactance, using which by including that, if you draw the vector diagram like this, we will get. Here in the above vector diagrams, we have not considered any voltage drop due to the resistance or any voltage drop due to the reactance. Now the same vector diagrams we will extend to the extent of considering the voltage drop due to the primary winding resistance, primary winding reactance. Similarly, secondary winding reactance and as well as the secondary winding resistance. Okay. Now first how the vector diagram that we will develop. First let us take the flux or working flux we are taking as a reference. So this horizontal line which represents the working flux, that is phi. Okay. So this is called as working flux. With respect to the working flux, always how the induced EMF of E1 and E2 that we will have, always it is 90 degrees lagging. So this is E2, and similarly in phase with this we will have the E1 also. Okay. Exactly with this in opposite we will have the, now whatever the E1 phase that we have, exactly in the opposite if I represent, then it is becomes minus E1. So this is a vector which represents the opposite sign of E1, that represents minus E1. Now that is directly I have drawn the I0. I0 phase, how we will have? I0 is always having some angle. With respect to phi, it is having some angle. So similarly, I have drawn the I0 phase. That is, this is I0 vector. Okay. And what is in order to develop the value of primary current I1, we should know I2 dash. How we can develop I2 dash? Always see, first in the first case I have considered the unity power factor. It means the working power factor or the value of power factor here I have considered it as unity. So in the case of unity power factor, V2 and I2 will be in phase, and how this I2 phase which is going to be, it is just lag behind by some angle with respect to E2. So with respect to E2 we will draw the V2, and as well as in phase with the V2 we will have the I2. So if you reverse this I2 phase, we will get the I2 dash. This is nothing but, this I2 is nothing but what? I2 is nothing but the secondary current. Okay. So secondary current, if you reverse this secondary current, then what we will get? I2 dash. This I2 dash is nothing but the secondary current with respect to primary. This is the primary current. Okay. Primary with respect to primary. Now I2 dash plus I0, which resulting in gives the vector which is called as primary current. So this total, this large vector which represents I1. Okay. So this angle phi naught we will have with respect to I0, and with respect to this we will have the phi1. Now still we have not developed this. Next we will develop. Okay. So this is E2, right? And this is V2, and as well as this vector which represents E2. Now we need to represent when there is a I2 or when there is a secondary current flowing through the secondary winding. Hello? Hello? Someone please unmute, and are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Cut ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಡಿಕೆ ಕಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಏನಾದರೂ? ಏನಿಲ್ಲಲ್ವಾ?
Cut ಆಯ್ತು sir.
ಕಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನಾ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಸಮ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಐತೆ ಈಗ. ಓಕೆ, now it is now you able to hear my voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. I will continue the session. Okay, ma'am. So always the resistive drop. Resistive drop means what? I2 into R2 is nothing but the amount of resistive drop due to the secondary winding current. So always it is in phase with the current only. So this is V2 vector antandre, from V2 vector if you draw the vector in phase with the I2, then this vector which represents what? I2 R2 drop, or the drop due to the secondary winding resistance. And exactly with 90 degrees if you draw one vector, this vector which represents the voltage drop due to the reactance I2 x2. What is this I2 x2 which represents the value of voltage drop due to the reactance? Now if you add the voltage drop due to the resistance and the voltage drop due to the reactance, this vector which represents the value of voltage drop due to the impedance. Now voltage, this is V2, this is drop due to the resistance, this is drop due to the reactance. If you add the vectors drop due to the resistance and drop due to the reactance, then the resultant vector which you get the drop due to the impedance. And if you add the vectors, now if you combine this and the resultant vector which is nothing but E2 we will get. Hope you guys are understanding. Okay, if you have any doubt you can unmute and you can ask me. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ? Okay, no doubt. Okay, now with respect to primary we will see. So this is minus E1 antandre, where is I1 current? This is I1 current, right? So in phase with the I2 we will have I1 R1 drop. This is I1. So in always this vector which we have to draw in parallel with the I1. With respect to this in parallel with this we will draw, then it will be in phase with the I1 only. So this is I1 R1 drop. Exactly with respect to I1 R1 drop, 90 degrees with we will have the I1 X1 drop. This vector which represents I1 X1 drop. If you add the voltage drop due to the resistance of the primary and as well as the voltage drop due to the reactance, then we will get the voltage drop due to the impedance. This vector which represents the voltage drop due to the reactance. Now from origin if you represent this vector, then it is nothing but that vector which represents V1 vector. So this is the vector diagram with respect to that is while considering the value of voltage drop both with respect to primary and as well as secondary. We have considered the voltage drop due to the resistance of the secondary, voltage drop due to the reactance of the secondary, similarly voltage drop due to the primary winding and as well as the reactance due to the primary winding. So this is how we will get in the case of resistive loads, or we can say that when the power factor is near to the value of unity, or we can say when the power factor is unity. So this vector diagram which represents for lagging power factor. So before going to this lagging power factor, once if you have any doubt you can ask. Mohan Raj, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ? Following you?
Yes, sir.
Follow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆನಾ?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay. ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ನ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ? ವಂಶಿ, any doubt in the vector diagram? In this vector diagram? Vamshi?
No, sir.
No doubt.
Okay.
Okay. We will discuss with the next case. So firstly we discussed that the vector diagram when the power factor is unity. So in the case of unity power factor, what type of loading we will have? The resistive load. Only in the case of resistive load unity power factor will be possible. Why? Because the voltage and current vectors which will be in phase we will have, and therefore power factor angle phi is equal to 0 we will have, therefore power factor cos phi is equal to unity or 1 we will have. So that is why the reason here if you observe voltage and current in phase we will have always secondary winding current and secondary voltage, how it is going to be have in phase only. See here also how the current I1 it is having in the same phase only we represented the voltage drop due to the primary. So voltage drop due to the primary due to the resistance, and current always it is in phase we will have. With respect to the resistance, always reactance is having 90 degrees it is having. Already these basic concepts you studied in the basic electrical engineering. Hope you have you are remembered. Okay. If not, you can ask me, I will explain you once again. Okay, I will continue, or I will go with the next vector diagram. So this is the vector diagram for the lagging power factor. So when the load is of inductive in nature, then lagging power factors will be possible. So we can say that this is the vector diagram for the transformer operation on load condition by considering the voltage drop of the primary and as well as the secondary windings. Okay, so same here also we will take the flux as the reference phase. This is flux. Similarly, first we will draw the I0. This is no load current I0. Okay, and with respect to flux, always the secondary induced voltage and the secondary induced voltage due to the primary and secondary which are having 90 degrees out of phase. Okay, so this is E2 we have represented. E1 phase here we will get that E1 phase which I have reversed that, and that is equal to minus E1 which I have represented here. This is minus E1. Okay, and with respect to E2, this is V2. Okay, since we are discussing about we are discussing with the case of lagging power factors, so it is only possible, lagging power factors is possible only in the case of inductive loads. So in the case of inductive loads, always the current which lag behind the voltage by angle phi 2. See here, what is phi 2 here? It is an angle between secondary voltage and as well as the secondary current. Always current lag behind the voltage by angle called as power factor angle. So here the secondary power factor angle is equal to phi 2. So therefore current I2 which lag behind the V2 by angle which is called as phi 2. Okay. Now if you reverse this I2 current, then it is called as, this is I2 is nothing but secondary current. That secondary current if you reverses then I2 dash we will get vector addition of I0 and as well as I2 dash, which resulting in gives the value of primary current, that is I1. Okay. Now I1 we have, I2 we have. So in parallel to the I2, from V2 you draw one vector. Okay. In parallel with I2, from V2 if you draw a vector, then that vector which represents what? I2 R2 drop. From I2 R2 you draw one perpendicular line with 90 degrees, then that gives the I2 X2 drop. Okay, this is I2 X2 drop. Vector addition of I2 R2 drop and I2 X2 which resulting in U gives the value of I2 Z2. So this vector is nothing but called as I2 Z2 drop or voltage drop due to the value of impedance in the secondary winding. Now if you add the vectors V2 and as well as I2 Z2, then the resulting vector is nothing but called as E2. Already we have E2. From E2 we derived this. Okay. Similarly on the primary side we have to draw. So this is I1, right? So from minus E1, if you draw a parallel line with respect to I1, then that drop which represents I1 into R1. This is the voltage drop due to the primary winding resistance. Always the drop due to the primary, the drop due to the value of resistance is in phase with the current only. So how the current line we are having with the same phase, we will draw the voltage drop due to the resistance. From the voltage drop due to the resistance, if you draw a perpendicular line, then it is the voltage drop due to the reactance. So this is I1 into X1, which is nothing but called as the voltage drop due to the reactance. So if you add I1 R1 drop, I1 X1 drop, then the resulting phase which you will get I1 Z1. So what is this dotted line which represents? It is the amount of voltage drop due to the total impedance of the primary winding. Now if you add minus E1 plus this I1 Z1 drop, then the resulting phase which we will get is nothing but called as V1. So this V1 is nothing but a total primary input voltage which we have given. So angle between V1 and I1 is nothing but called as phi 1. So this is V1 phase, this is I1 phase. So this angle between V1 and I1 which is called as pi 1. So pi 1 which represents the amount of power factor with respect to primary, and similarly this pi 2 which is nothing but called as amount of power factor angle with respect to the secondary. So this is the vector diagram with respect to lagging power factors, or we can say that this is the vector diagram with respect to the lagging loads, that is inductive loads. Now we will go through the next case, that is a vector diagram representation for leading type of loads. So in the case of leading type of loads, so which element that gives a leading power factor? For the capacitor. Capacitor is always offers the leading power factor. Leading power factor means always the current in the capacitor leads the voltage by angle called as pi, right? So that is what the leading power factors. That's why since the current leads the voltage, in the case of capacitor, we are calling the capacitor offers the leading power factor. So this is the vector diagram representation for the capacitive load. This is the vector diagram representation for inductive loads. This is the vector diagram representation for resistive loads. Okay. Same. See here also this is working flux phi. Okay. Next draw the I naught current. Next this is E2. This is V2. This vector with respect to voltage current leads, right? So this is V2. This is I2. That is in the case of lagging loads. Idu V2 ಆದರೆ ಇದು I2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. I2 will be lags. Here I2 will be leads with respect to voltage. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ V2 ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I2 lagging ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ V2 ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I2 leading ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. Okay, that's why we are calling it as a leading power factor. So with respect to voltage, current in the capacitor which is leads by angle called as phi 2. This is phi 2. Okay. Now with the in parallel to this pi 2, if you draw one vector, then that vector which represents I2 R2 drop, exactly from here to, if you draw one more vector, then it is called as I2 X2. Then if you add vectorially I2 R2 and I2 X2, then the resultant phase which you will get I2 Z2. So V2 plus I2 Z2 is equal to E2 we will have. Okay. So this is if you reverse this I2 phase, then I2 dash will get vector addition of I0 and I2 dash, which resulting in gives the value of I1. Okay. In parallel to this I1, draw one vector which is called as I1 R1. 90 degrees if you draw one more from I1 R1, then it gives I1 X1. Vector addition of I1 R1 and I1 X1, which resulting in you gives the I1 Z1. E1 plus I1 Z1 is equal to V1. This is V1 phase. Okay. So this is the vector representation or phasor diagram representation by considering the resistance and leakage reactance of the transformer. Once you just unmute from your side, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. Only 5 members are there. Sahana.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt, Amma?
No, sir.
No.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್, ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಮ್ಮ. ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೈ ಸೈಡ್. ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಓಕೆ. Now you able to hear my voice properly?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
Okay. Shahin Begum. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಟಾಪಿಕ್?
ಹಾ ಸರ್,
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಮ್ಮ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್,
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆನಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆನಮ್ಮ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಏನೇನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಇವತ್ತು?
Sir, phasor diagram of transformer with resistance and leakage reactance discuss.
Yes. By considering the transformer resistance and as well as the leakage reactance, right?
Reactance, sir. And in that unity power factor, lagging power factor, and leading power factor discussed ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ sir.
For the three cases which we have discussed.
We discussed it, sir.
Correct.
With the phasor diagram, sir.
Okay. Vamshi. 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 Hello. Vamshi. Stalin. Stalin.
Sir, Bharat present, sir.
ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ, ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನಾ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನಾ ಭರತ್?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಏನೇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಇವತ್ತು? Okay, I will move on to the next topic then. No issue. Okay. Yes. The same vector diagram representation again we discuss ಮಾಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ. The same we can using the circuit diagram also we can have the same thing. See, this is a transformer. This represents the primary winding. This represents the secondary winding. The amount of resistance of this primary winding is equal to R1. Amount of resistance of the secondary is called as R2. Okay, here with respect to primary it was represented. See here, this is R1 having resistance, this is R2. Applied voltage across the primary winding is V1. Voltage across the secondary winding is equal to V2. Voltage induced in the primary winding is equal to E1. Voltage induced in the secondary winding is equal to E2. Okay, so now we will just discuss the equivalent circuit of the transformer. And before going to derive or develop this equivalent circuit, let us know how to shift one winding resistance to other. That is, I wanted to represent the secondary parameters to the primary circuit. Similarly, primary parameter circuits I wanted to represent in the secondary. That concepts we will discuss. See, this is a total ideal transformer or practical transformer representation. Okay, see here, primary winding or primary coil is this one. This is the secondary coil. Here we have the coil, right, or winding or coil, both are same. So this is primary winding, right? So this primary winding I have represented with this coil. Similarly, this is secondary winding, right? This is secondary coil I have represented like this. Okay, across the primary always we will apply the input voltage to the primary winding. Always we will connect the load across the secondary winding, right? Amount of input voltage applied to the primary winding is called as V1. Okay, this is V1, and a current which is carrying the primary winding is nothing but called as I1. Total current I1. What is the current which is drawn from the supplements is called as I1. Okay, and this coil resistance which is represented with R1. This coil inductance is nothing but L1 antandre that coil inductive reactance always we will take. So that inductive reactance which is represented here with X1. So the phasor addition of resistance and reactance which gives the value of impedance. So this value of Z1 is equal to what? R1 plus JX1, or we can say that exactly magnitude if you want to calculate, the value of Z1 is equal to what? Square root of R1 square plus X1 square. Okay. So these are the no load parameters. No load current I naught is there, no? So here working component of current and magnetizing component of current, two currents we will have. So current flowing through the working component is represented with R naught. Current flowing through the there is the magnetizing current which is represented with X naught. Okay, these are the no load parameters. These are the no load parameters. So magnetizing component of current plus working component of current is equal to what? I naught, no load current. And this is the secondary induced voltage E2. This is the primary induced voltage E1. Voltage across or voltage induced across the primary winding is E1. Voltage induced across the secondary winding is called as E2. Now, whenever we are connecting the load which draws the current and the amount of current which is flowing through the load is equal to I2. So voltage across the load is equal to V2. And the amount of secondary winding resistance is R2. Amount of resistance of the reactance of the secondary is called as X2. So vector addition of R2 and JX2 is equal to what? Impedance, that is called as secondary winding impedance. The value of Z2 is equal to R2 plus JX2 we will have. Or we can say that the magnitude of this value of Z2 we can calculate by square root of R2 square plus X2 square. Okay. So this is the secondary winding impedance. This is primary winding impedance. Now the amount of current which secondary carrying it is equal to I2. Now this is same I2 current with respect to primary. If you drop, then it is called as I2 dash. I2 dash is nothing but a negative value of I2. So I2 dash plus I naught is equal to what? I1. That is what which we discussed in the vector diagrams also. If you see all the diagrams, the value of I naught plus I2 dash, I naught and I2 dash vectorially if you add, then the resultant current is equal to what we will get? I1. Here also if you see in this diagram, I2 dash plus I naught, if you add vectorially, then the resultant component is equal to what? I1 we will get. Okay. And from this circuit diagram also we can derive that what is the value of voltage V1 is equal to? V1 is equal to this voltage, that is E1 plus voltage drop due to the Z1 is equal to V1. So V1 is equal to what we can write? E1 plus I1 into Z1. See this vector diagram? In all these vector diagrams we derive the same thing. The value of V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 into Z1. Where is the E1? Actually we have, this is reversed E1, that is E1 phase it is. So E1 plus I1 Z1. If you add E1 and I1 Z1, then the resultant vector V1 we will get. From the circuit diagram and from the phasor diagram, it will be very clear for you. V1 is equal to this vector E1 plus some voltage that will be present in the form of drop across these two elements, that is called as I1 into Z1. So E1 plus I1 Z1 resulting in you gives the value of input voltage V1. Similarly, what is the value of V2 is equal to? V2 is equal to E2 minus I2 into Z2, or we can say that E2 is equal to V2 plus I. ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆನಮ್ಮ ಅಫೀಫಾ? Why you joined late ma?
ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇರೋ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಕುಂದಿರ್ಬೇಕಮ್ಮ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಲೀಲಾವತಿ, ಲೀಲಾವತಿ lately joined for the class?
No sir.
Joined okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆನಾ?
No sir.
ನೋ ಡೌಟ್
Sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆನಾ? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಲಾಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೇಸರ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ? ಯಾವುದು? ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೋಡಾ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೋಡಾ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಲೋಡಾ?
ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಸರ್.
ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೀವು ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ.
ಇದು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್, ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕೊಡೋದು V1, ಹೌದಾ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕರೆಂಟ್ I1. ಈ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ R1, ಈ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ವೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ X1. ಓಕೆ ಮಾ? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Okay. Now, if you observe this, what is I1 is equal to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ I1 ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನಮಗೆ. From this I1 current, part of the current is flowing through these no load elements I0, and the remaining current I2 dash is flowing through this coil, right? So value of I1 is equal to what we will have, I0 plus I1 dash, I2 dash, sorry, right or not? So vector addition of I0 plus I2 dash, which resulting in U, gives the value of I1. ಇದು ಒಂದು equation ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು. Next ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, what next we will have, see, when current is flowing through the winding resistance and as well as the reactance, there will be a voltage drop due to the corresponding resistance and as well as the reactance. So what will be the voltage drop across this resistance? Current flowing through this resistance into the value of resistance. So I1 R1 is the net amount of voltage drop across this resistance. I1 X1 is the amount of voltage drop due to the inductive reactance that is across this coil. So this V1 is equal to what it will becomes, voltage drop due to this two elements, and the remaining voltage which will be available across the primary coil, and that voltage which is nothing but called as E1. So the applied voltage, suppose ನೀವು 220 volts ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ 230 volts ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, induced voltage which will equals to 220, then the remaining 10 volts which will be as a voltage drop across these two elements R1 and as well as the X1. So can I write the value of V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 into Z1? Yes, I can write. Similarly, with respect to the secondary winding, this voltage V2 plus I2 Z2 is equal to E2 I will have. So if you know these equations, then simply we can represent these vector diagrams. See, first I have taken the flux as a reference, then represent the no load current I0. Okay. Next, first draw the E2 vector. This is E2 vector. Next, draw the voltage V2. Since it is unity power factor, voltage of the secondary and as well as the current across the secondary, voltage across the secondary and current flowing through the secondary, which will be in phase. See here, this is the voltage, means this is current. In phase we will have. Why? Because power factor we considered it as unity. So in the case of unity power factor, voltage and currents will be in phase we will have. Okay. And this I2 current, if you reverse I2 dash, we will have I0 plus I2 dash is equal to what? I1. Okay. Now ಇದು I2 current ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, due to I2 current there will be a voltage drop in the secondary, right? That is I2 R2, which will be in phase with the I2 current. This is I2 X2, which will be exactly 90 degrees with respect to I2 R2, and this dotted line which represents I2 Z2. I2 Z2 is nothing but total impedance voltage drop across the secondary winding. Now if you add the voltage vector V2 and I2 Z2, then I2 Z2 plus V2 is nothing but what? E2. So this is V2 vector, this is I2 Z2. So if you add these two vectors, then the resultant phase is nothing but what? E2. So is this equation satisfied or not? Yes. Similarly, with respect to primary, what equation we have? V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 Z1. So this is I1. And if you represent the E1 phase like this, we will get, this is E1. So in phase with the I1, if you draw the vector I1 R1, we will get E vector ಗೆ 90 degrees draw ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I1 X1, ಈ ಎರಡು vectors add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I1 Z1. So this is E1, this is I1 Z1. So if you add vectorially E1 and as well as I1 Z1, then the resulting phase is equal to what? V1. So this is E1, this is I1 Z1. If you add vectorially these two, then the resulting phase is resulting vector is nothing but what? V1 we will have. So similarly, the same which we developed for the three cases. This is for unity power factor, this is for lagging power factor, and this is for leading power factors. Clear, guys?
Yes sir. Clear sir.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆನಮ್ಮ? Still any doubt for other users? ಸಮೀರ್ ಭಾಷಾ ಏನು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲುವಾಗ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಸಮೀರ್ ಭಾಷಾ ಎಸ್
ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿನೇ ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಹಾಕ್ಯಾರಲ್ಲ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ನೋಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರನೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬುಧವಾರ ಬಂದು 2 to 3 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಗುರುವಾರ ಬಂದು 2 to 3 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ಬಂದು 11 to 12 ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈ 3 days T&G ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ತಗೊಂತಾರಮ್ಮ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಆಟೋಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ದ ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನೀವು ಯಾರು ಟೀಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೀವು ಲಾಗಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಈ ತರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದು. ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಯು ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ and I will schedule at the morning and I will inform you to all. Then you guys come to know the exact class timings, right? Samir Basha. Oh. Okay, let me take the attendance. Afifa. Sorry, Sai Divya.
Present sir.
Sai Divya. Sai Divya, present or absent? Afifa, present. Chaitanya Raj Singh, absent. Mohan Raj. Mohan Raj. Mohan Raj. Again I'm repeating, Mohan Raj. Vamshi Krishna. Vamshi Krishna. Present
More as present sir.
ಓಕೆ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಪ್ಪ? ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಕರಿಬೇಕು?
Letter call.
ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ವಂಶಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಗೋಪಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಇಶ್ರತ್.
Yes sir.
ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ. ನಿರ್ಮಲಾ. ಲೀಲಾವತಿ.
Yes sir.
ಲತಶ್ರೀ.
Yes sir.
ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್. ನವೀನ್ ಕುಮಾರ್. ನಿಜಾಮುದ್ದೀನ್. ಸಮೀರ್ ಭಾಷಾ.
Present sir. Present sir.
ಯಾರು?
Naveen sir.
ನವೀನ್. ಓಕೆ. Rajashekar, Rayesha Banu, Bharat, Sachin Kumar, Sagar, Sahana,
Present, sir.
Shahin Begum,
Present, sir.
Srushti,
Present, sir.
Stalin,
Present, sir.
Krishna Chaitanya, Sabina, Momina.
Present, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. If you have any doubt, stay tuned. Else, remaining candidates can be quit from the session. So if any student having the doubt, you can stay tuned, and remaining students can be sign off.
ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Hello, Samir.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
You are unable to hear my voice, huh?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಅವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ಸಕತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ.
ಈಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಆ ಸೈಡ್
ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡು, ಆಡಿಯೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಆಡ್ ವಯಾ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅದು.
ಆಯ್ತು, ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿನಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Okay. Okay, ma, I'm signing off from the session. I think no one is having any doubt. Okay, thank you.